As commissioners are aware, I have been involved in the Smurfit Stone closure in the bankruptcy, and I filed what I've given to you with the bankruptcy court an objection to the disclosure statement. Last week on the 14th, there was a hearing. It was requested by the judge, bankruptcy judge, for a status report specifically on the Ontonagon Mill closure. I attended that hearing by conference call and was permitted to speak in live, which basically means I was allowed to address the court and communicate some concerns I had. Basically, the purpose of the status conference was to advise the court of what was happening with Smurfit Stone in relationship to all the letters that the court had received, something over 300 letters. And I checked the docket today, and there are more letters coming in daily again. Basically, Smurfit Stone attorney indicated that they were willing to discuss options. That's a short version. There is a transcript posted online that people can read. Basically, what I gathered and gleaned from the conversation is that they were willing to discuss options. Relative to that, I was able to I called various attorneys for the creditors committee as well as the debtor, and I sent the debtor, the U.S. trustee, and the creditors committee attorneys a letter on Friday asking for a meeting to discuss options with the mill. To that end, I received communication today via phone call from the principal creditors committee attorney, as well as the office of the chief corporate counsel for Smurfit Stone and senior vice president Craig Hunt. We have, Mr. Hunt and I have set up a conference call to be conducted tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time, at which time I'm hoping to hear something from them relative to what their process and what they want to do, and what they're willing to do with the Ontonagon Mill facility. I've also pretty much on an every other day basis been talking with Ann Jasmine Miller of Governor's Office, Senator Lottie, talked with Senator Prusi on Friday, and been talking with both Senator Stabenow and Levin's offices. So they are aware of what's going on as well, and are willing to work with us in any fashion that we can get and what we need in terms of getting the mill as an operable entity, whether it's a paper mill or some other facility. Basically, hoping that we'll be able to convince Smurfit Stone to at least sell the mill in some fashion so we can gain employment instead of having it razed or destroyed, which is some of the reports that I've received of what they do in mills. Hopefully, and I talked with Ann Jasmine Miller probably about 45 minutes, half hour ago, and basically what I'm hoping to do is get some forward movement by Smurfit Stone tomorrow. It's probably initial consultation, trying to allay some of our fears. What I hope to accomplish is to have something in writing that keeps the mill as a viable, sellable entity for a period of time. I don't know what that period of time is. Anything at this juncture is better than nothing. I'm hoping for at least a 2-year window. That may not happen, but something, I think there's positive movement in that direction. In terms of going to Delaware to argue, as Mr. Parent said, a telephone conference or a fax is a good thing. In terms of in a bankruptcy court proceeding, when we're talking about a disclosure statement, eye-to-eye contact with the judge is imperative. I've seen telephone conferences work in minor cases. In a major case such as this, the disclosure statement is 547 pages long. That has to divulge everything that's going to happen in the plan of reorganization. And if you object to it, you've got to be able to refer to it and tell the judge what's wrong with it. In our case, if you read the objection that I filed, basically the problem with the disclosure statement is it doesn't tell us anything about Ontonagon facility or Missoula facility or any other named facility. It basically says we're going to reorganize, operate the business as we see fit, and do with and dispose of our property as we see fit. It doesn't say anything about analysis of the cost of the Ontonagon Mill, the benefits of keeping it as a running facility or destroying it and scrapping it or selling it. There's nothing of that nature in the disclosure statement. I'm asking the court for that. However, if Smurfit agrees to keep the plant as a viable concern or at least a sellable concern and not destroy it by turning off the heat, electricity, etc., then I would be prepared to go to the court and say they're working with us. still want an order. I want the judge to overlook it. I want the judge to see it. So it is, I think, important that I go there. I have made travel arrangements to go there. In addition to the county, I will be asking the county for reimbursement expense for that. I have been given a green light, as it were. The township and the village have agreed to share equally. And although I have not received the communication, my understanding is Chamber of Commerce has authorized expenditure of up to $500 as well in interest of the community. So potentially the cost of this trip will be borne by 3 to 4 entities equally. The cost of the trip I anticipate to be something less than $1,500 for airfare travel. I'll be leaving on Wednesday. My hope is to meet with attorneys and iron out language that can be presented to the court as a document on Thursday and presented to the court on Friday, which is the reason for going a little bit early. I can try to answer any questions that the council may have.
Well, Jim, I'd like to thank you for all the work you've done. There are many hours into this, and I agree with you 100% from times I've had to go to Lansing, that you're a heck of a lot more effective when you're face-to-face than you are any other way. And emails and faxes, they work, but any classes I've taken on dealing with people, if you want it, it's a handwritten letter that one will work, then you can go, but an email, that goes right to the bottom of the list and everything. So therefore, if there's no other questions, I'd like to make a motion that we approve Mr. Jessup going to New York with the split that he's proposed.
Motion by O'Brien, supported by Lucre, that we authorize the prosecutor to represent us on Township and the village in a joint effort. Delaware, I'm sorry.
Just across the
And about 1/5 the size of New York. To represent the 3 entities, and the expenses are going to be shared equally, or 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Is that how?
Or potentially 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. The chamber.
Okay, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Okay. And we, as a county, have dollars at stake in this if this was not pursued, right?
I guess I can comment. As a taxing entity, the plan appears that we're going to be paid 100% on our tax claim, but as an economic impact of the county as